That was Danny Rolando, y'all. Give it up for Danny. That's one funny Puerto Rican motherfucker. Anyway, I'm here with a very lovely young lady, Emily Ruskowski.
Yay!
Originally from Boston, Massachusetts?
I am.
Is that a common name in Boston, Ruskowski?
Yes, everyone in Boston is named Ruskowski.
See, because that's the way it is, Ruskowski. You've been doing comedy for a little over a year now.
I have.
And you've been the winner of the 2010 EJ's Landing So You Think You're Funny contest.
I was.
And right now you're in school studying to be your master's in clinical social work. What is that like?
Well, my internship is at a hospice, which is a party all the time.
All the time.
As you can imagine. So it's much like comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do have a lot of like old people say the darndest things moments, which is always a lot of fun.
Well, my mom was a laugh. She was a nurse at a nursing home, and she used to always come back with a lot of these. And a lot of these people were like it was almost like a hospice nursing home as well.
Oh yeah.
And some of those people, do you have anything?
They say crazy shit.
It's some crazy shit. Tell us a little bit about that and how you deal with that.
I've had patients say really like whacked out things to me. I always get I'll go in to a patient, like an older lady, and they'll think like they're there to like fix my life and not that I'm there to like help them. So I'll walk in and they'll be like, well, look at you, you got a little bit of a weight problem. I'm like, like, why don't we talk about you dying right now, actually, instead? And I guess they're like, they look at me, no ring, you're not married. Don't you want to be married? Don't want to be alone for the rest of your life? What? I'm so glad I'm here today with you, old person, and that you have little time left.
So, you speak about weight, and I've seen your show.
Yeah.
Okay, that influences your show a lot. Can you tell me a little bit why? Was that something that you use to? A lot of comics use a lot of things that go on in their lives to, the comedy to deal with some of those things. Is that one of the things, like the coping mechanism that you use?
Well, not me personally, because I'm very slender, but I've noticed a lot of, I know of heavy people whose weight influences them. So I speak for them, not so much for myself.
That's true. That's true. You speak for me as well, let me tell you.
The camera adds 50 pounds.
So tell me a little bit. You came down here for school. Did you find it easy navigating the comedy world? Because I know you've been down here for what, a little while?
5 years, yeah.
5 years?
I moved down in 2006, and I didn't really think about doing comedy. And then I did it because my friends told me to. They said, for your New Year's resolution of 2009, you have to do comedy. And I waited until the very last week of 2009 before I went home for Christmas. And I got up and did stand-up.
So you're obviously one of these people that really doesn't know how funny they actually are. Your friends have to actually push you to do comedy.
I think it was just that I was a little bitch and was too scared to do it. But I always kind of a little bit had it roll around in the back of my mind, but never, I didn't know that you could do it. I didn't know, there were open mics and things like that. So I went to a show I knew of in the area that one of my friends told me about, talked to a couple of the comics, and found out about it. So
that was a revelation for you, this open mic, and did that open it for you, or was it something where people were just like, look, you really have to do this, go to this open mic, and then...
Well, I did. I went to the Old Arlington Grill for their Saturday night open mic, because one of my friends knew of it, talked to a couple of the comics there, and they told me where to go, they told me what to do, so... I've been doing it since, and I love it.
And you love it? So
I'm a big fan.
Is that something I know you're doing something that helps people, and would you be willing to give that up to do comedy?
Well, I'm the old people, I don't know what they would do without me. So I'm usually nice to them. I'm not always like, old person, when are you gonna die? I'm normally lovely to them. But if I had to give up nursing homes for comedy, I guess that would be acceptable.
Well, Emily, I thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you very much.
When we come back, Emily's gonna take that stage and she's gonna like knock your socks off.
I'm gonna be hilarious.
She's gonna be hilarious. God damn it. Thank you.
Thanks, AT.
Fantastic.
How are you guys? Good. I'm good too. I was driving over here and I was listening to the radio and I heard Akon's new song about being in love with a porn star, which before you get excited, I think it's a disappointment given that his last hit was such a gem. I don't know if you remember it. In the chorus, he sings, "I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful." And what he settles on is, "Damn, you's a sexy bitch." What were the other options? Like, if that's his classy high road, can you imagine his brainstorming session? Like, all right, I got to figure out a way to tell this fine woman how fine she is, but I still got to be respectful. Okay, here we go. Take one. Hey there, slut face. You the baddest, nastiest little sex puppet up in this piece. I bet you sure know how to take a dick. That sounds a little weird coming from me, right? But I'm being Akon, so pretend I'm Akon. No, that's respectful, but I don't know that it's quite respectful enough. Let's try it again. Here we go. Take two. Excuse me, miss. You're so beautiful and intelligent seeming that rather than bang you out in the men's room right now, I'm going to get your phone number and maybe take you out once or twice before banging you out at a later date, perhaps in a less public location. No, that's too respectful. If only there were some sort of middle ground. And that's how "Damn, you's a sexy bitch" was born in my head, I think. In my spare time, when I'm not making you all laugh, I volunteer on a mental health crisis hotline. And that's true. And we have this guy who calls in all the time to tell us like how awesome his life is. And let me just, before you go believing him, let me give you an idea of our regular daily caller demographics. We get a lot of schizophrenics, conspiracy theorists, 95-year-old cat ladies, and this guy. So I don't believe that things are as awesome for him as he would like me to believe. So he calls up this week to tell me about how amazing things are. He goes, "I was driving in my car about 150 miles an hour, went over this jump like 500 feet, spun out, 360, landed on the edge of a cliff." Do Bo and Luke know you took the General Lee without asking? And then he goes, "I got pulled over by a cop." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so surprised. Did you get a ticket?" He goes, "No, I didn't get a ticket." The cop was like, "Dude, that was the most badass thing I've ever seen." So apparently he was pulled over by the frat police. Like, "Oh man, that was sweet. I caught it on my flip cam. Gonna put it on our website, www.shecan'tsaynofifshe'sasleep.bro. You can check it out. Frat police." Yeah. I've been doing comedy just over a year, and I have a joke pet peeve. I can't stand it when guys tell jokes about big girls, which you look confused. Now, I was mostly hidden by this, and now you can see why I wouldn't like that. But they're always just, like, really stupid. Like, so this fat chick was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "No thanks, fat chick. Right, guys? High five." No fat chicks. It's on my T-shirt. I hate, like, I did a show one time, and this guy told this fat chick blowjob joke, and they always do fat chick blowjob jokes like nobody else has done them before. And he says he equated something with getting a blowjob from a fat chick, and he said, "Well, you don't want your friends to know, but they're gonna find out anyway." But how are they gonna find out? Do they subscribe to our weekly fat chick newsletter? So he ends the joke by saying, well, you get the blowjob anyway because fat chicks are really good at blowjobs, which is true pretty much universally. But they always want to come up with like reasons why fat chicks are good at blowjobs. And one of the reasons they come up with is because they have to be. And we only have to be because our reputation precedes us. Like, you don't want to be the one fat chick who gives a bad blowjob because you'll get disinvited from the meetings. And those are catered. Anytime I tell that joke, there's always like 4 guys waiting for me after the show. What's up? I really like your comedy. No, you really like blowjobs. The jig is up, sir. Hey, thank you guys very much. Enjoy the rest of your night.